Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another wardrobe update where we, as per usual, are going to talk about what is new in my wardrobe and other updates to it. And today we're also gonna really get into some updates about some of my, older pieces, or just pieces that are already in my wardrobe and how they've been holding up. We're gonna talk about OddMuse, we're gonna talk about my pants from Envy, and then of course we are gonna talk about what's new, which as per usual, we're gonna do that first. But right now I'm in Copenhagen. I'm sat in my best friend's place. I went to London, ended up staying there 10 weeks, and then right now I'm a couple of weeks in Copenhagen before going back to Zurich. So we're also gonna, there's gonna be a little bit of input from both like London and Copenhagen, obviously. So I think it's gonna be an interesting chat we're gonna have. Like I also mentioned in last month's wardrobe update when I was in London, I haven't really been buying so many things. I have just been doing other things, budgeting for other things, and enjoying the things I already had. But now I've been gone from Zurich for nearly 3 months to the date, and I'll be honest, I'm at a place now where I kind of miss my wardrobe, where last year when I went to London for 2 months, I never really got there, but this time I actually do miss my wardrobe. So we're also going to talk about what I ended up not using, and then also what I could have packed, or what I would have liked to pack. And I'm filming on my phone, so I keep accidentally looking over here at the screen. I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna try and keep eye contact to the best of my ability. But first things first, the last time I did the wardrobe updates in London, so you will have already seen the few things I bought as I was there for the first couple of months. One of them was this denim set from End of the Stories. It's a dark denim set, which at this point I have quite a few dark denim pieces, and I just don't grow tired of them. I really think they look so good on my complexion. Actually, this is just a couple of days ago in Copenhagen, because when I am in Copenhagen, I also borrow some of the clothes of my best friend, just because I can, and we can share some things. So if you see, for example, the dark denim jacket, this is from the same day, and then this green jacket that she lent me, or that I've been borrowing from her. I really like the green jacket. I tend to wear it a couple of times every time that I'm here, but it's a little bit different. You can tell by from yourself, whatever you think is nicest, but I just personally think the dark denim, it sort of complements my entire coloring and color scheme in a way that the green just doesn't really get close to the same point. So I just think that that's kind of interesting. As of now, I've worn the denim jacket 11 times. The skirt I've only worn thrice, but still happy with the skirt, happy I purchased it. I have also, I brought the Envy wrap skirt, the dark one as well, and that one I have also been wearing, even though I bought the new A-line dark denim skirt from Another Stars. But both are still available on the website. Obviously I'm going to be linking to everything down below, so you can grab or have a look at whatever you want. Anyway, since then a couple of weeks went by, I didn't purchase anything, and then actually right before going to Copenhagen, it's kind of funny, I was going for a walk by the Thames, or actually I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it, but by the river in London, and a girl walked past me in this jacket, and I was literally stop, and she was and I was where is that jacket from? And she was I literally just brought it in Zara a couple of days ago, and that is this one. So that marks the second denim leopard jacket I've bought in a couple of months. Obviously I got the one from ASOS right when I arrived in London. That one, actually forgot to check how many times I wore it before pressing play, and I am filming this on my phone. But I've worn it also at least a couple of handful of times. I've been quite happy with it, but it is just a completely different look. This is actually, brown is something that I've grown really fond of, but it is slightly on the warm side, but it does really work. It just does. I think it works really well with my complexion. So it has this tie belt, and it just, it looks a lot more expensive than it is, in my opinion. I paid 50 quid for it, which obviously would have been more expensive in Zurich, so that was really nice. And then in the same shopping spree, I got another denim jacket. That one was only 30 bucks, and honestly just been thinking about getting a standard denim jacket for a while and think it looked really nice. So obviously these jackets are brand new, and also in Copenhagen it's a little bit colder, so I haven't been able to wear both of them that much. So when it has been a slightly warmer day, I have reached for this one, just because I'm so fond of it right now. So that's it. Except I did also buy a long sleeve viscose cotton whatever top from Zara, also for just 12 bucks, just because every once in a while I buy a basic and I wear it until it no longer looks good. So bought that as well, but that was actually it in London, and then literally a couple of days after went to Copenhagen, been wearing them here. Then I got to Copenhagen and I went to Message, which is one of my favorite stores in Copenhagen for just like completely standard shaped basics. And one of the things that they always have are these like basic tops on like you can get like a discount if you get a couple, and they're without a rip, kind of thin in it, so they're kind of see-through, and they're usually made from modal, and yeah, I really love those. So I bought two in white just to have, and then it has a little bit of like a scoop neck which you can turn around and turn it into sort of like a high neck. So bought those just as like another basic thing to add. You can get two for like a little bit less than 50 bucks, which for Denmark is a pretty good price. Also, they last pretty well, like all things considered, that it is just like white basic tops. So that is actually what I have bought while I've been here. Then I've also had a couple of things which I have, these are also my best friends, by the way, the sunglasses. Then I have also had some things wear out or like break, which I've had to do something about. And one of the things is OddMuse. I think we should probably get into this a little bit now. I don't remember how much I got into it in the London video, but we're still gonna just chat about it because now we're here and we're, you know, all cozy having coffee together anyway. So I ended up going back with the blazer from OddMuse because I'd had so many issues with it. I mean, I think there's probably not much of a point to get into that because I've mentioned it in so many other videos, but just started looking extremely worn out after a very short amount of time. I think I probably spoke about this in the last video. Had it exchanged. She basically just like gave me a new one. The girl that was there was one that I had already talked to previously, actually, when I bought the blazer, and she recognized me because we'd had such a lengthy chat when I was in London the last time. So she gave me the new blazer. It was such an easy exchange, no problem, really great service. And then actually, as I was there, I had brought my OddMuse top as well, and the zipper broke, and I didn't have the receipt with me. Went into the store, showed them anyway, and the girls that was there at work, which they are so busy in that store, by the way, it's crazy. They're definitely like running around, kind of stressed out a little bit, which makes sense. It's just the success of the store has like outgrown already the boutique size of OddMuse, like the actual like store, like the physical store that they have in Covent Garden. They definitely need something bigger. But yeah, they ended up exchanging, giving me a new of the tops. They had one laying around, and then, you know, they did something else in their system to sort of like make it make sense for me. So I actually managed to exchange it even without a receipt, which was extremely lovely. And also it just is a testament to like British service and also Danish service. We're gonna get into that as well, versus Swiss service. Yeah, it's gonna be nice to go back to Switzerland for a couple of reasons, but that's not one of them, I'll be honest. Except, I mean, I know I don't want to generalize because there are also places in Switzerland where the service is fine or good, like in La Marelle, for example. But that was sort of it. So the top I'd only worn 10 times, the blazer 15 or 16, maybe a little bit more at the end actually. And then the new one I've already worn 7 times because I really wanted to like give it a go to make sure that it was okay. And it links better than the old one. There really must have been something faulty with the old one because now it looks completely different with the fabric. But it is just interesting. We've talked about this before, and you know, I've kind of been trying to like hold it in because I don't want to like speak ill of brands, but I mean, to a certain extent, sometimes we just have to, because otherwise we can't like authentically talk about things outside of like, buy this looks so great. But like OddMuse have it pretty much plastered on their website that like the clothes are built to last, and it also says like this will last in your wardrobe forever, which is just like, you can't really, I mean, that's just such a liability waiting to happen. Also because even if you then like don't have I don't know, I mean, you can come in like 6 years later and be like, this doesn't look good anymore, and they'll be like, well, you've worn it 6 years, and you would be like, well, here's a screenshot of the website saying, I mean, now I'm also, because who would do that? But I just find it interesting that is sort of like the selling point. Personally, I have 3 items. I've had issues with 2 already, and not after a lot of wear either. I mean, the service then has been really, really good. I will say that I also talked to the you know, service online. That was not, I mean, it worked out in my favor in the end, but it was not as nice of an experience as like walking into the store physically, where I really feel like I had like such a good service all times that I've been there basically. So yeah, just to like give the full scope of like my thoughts and feelings. Actually, I could be talking about, I have so much more I want to say about OddMuse, but I think for the sake of this video, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's such an interesting sort of like case study of a brand which positions themselves in a way which I just don't see it, to be honest. Which sounds not good, because it sounds like I have like a problem with OddMuse, which I really don't. I'm also gonna continue buying things from there myself. I really think it's so beautiful. It's very well designed. There's just like, I mean, it's a new company. There's probably just, you know, there's still things to improve on. So yeah. Then I also, in Copenhagen, I brought my Envy pants, the charcoal gray ones that I've been really happy with. I bought them at the, actually I bought them the 31st of December last year. So nearly a year ago in a couple of months, and they still look really, really great. The shape looks really great. The seams look really great, but then unfortunately the zipper has gotten like really slow, if that makes, or like really weak. So it keeps like falling down. I have had to put like an elastic and then like wrap the elastic around like the closing mechanism so like the zipper doesn't fall down, which obviously is not ideal, but I also knew that I didn't have the receipt anymore, which is kind of atypical. I keep all of my receipts in like a folder, but I hadn't done that with this. I'd sort of lost it somewhere. And I brought the pants in anyway, told them, you know, I bought these pants here, then and there, and this is like the issue. I was just wondering if we could make like an exception, like is there anything we can do? And then just long story short, they just made it sort of like their mission. They ended up having to like call someone because they weren't able to like make that decision for themselves. And I ended up getting a completely new pair of pants, even though I'd also had them for a while. I just showed my like my credit card statement, and then they were sort of like, you know, it's okay, we'll figure it out. And then they did that. And it's just like both of those experiences, both like OddMuse and Envy, is just such a contrast to when I've had to do something similar in Switzerland, which it's sort of like, you know, or in London or like in Copenhagen, someone is at work, you come in, you need help. That's sort of like what they're there for. And, you know, you sort of like enter this like little like interaction together where people try to sort of like do their best, where in Zurich it really feels like it's like retail warfare when you have something to complain about. And I've also worked retail in Zurich, so I know that it's the same on the other side. It's just, yeah, it's not the same. The only real sort of like exceptions that I've had is Miyake, the brand that I have like the baby doll dress from, and then like the new brand La Marelle. I've also had to go and like complain about something there. And oh, this video is a lot about complaining, but now we're really getting to the rounds of like everything that's like older in my wardrobe and how it's been holding up. And I have had really good experiences in La Marelle and also in Miyake in Zurich. So just wanted to put that out there. Then yeah, I feel like we should talk a little bit about like an update on some of the things that I've worn a lot, and also like what I have missed when I've been away. Because, you know, when I go away for like a while, whether that be like 8 weeks or 12, it's really, I mean, I have a suitcase and a carry-on. I also need to bring like my camera, my Dyson. I have a ton of like other things which obviously aren't clothes. So it really sort of like minimizes what I can take with me. And I still end up bringing some things that I don't really wear. I mean, I have a couple things that I've only worn like once or twice, and then also something that maybe I ended up wearing it, but I could have left it. That, for example, is like my pinstripe blazer from Envy, the gray one. I mean, I like the blazer, but not enough that it need to be one of like 4 jackets that I have with me. I also had the black Sarah jacket with me. That one I've worn quite a lot. I bought that in London last year. It's a very London appropriate jacket. However, I also see it around a lot in like the street picture. I see it like at least once or twice a week, just like on other girls. So it's definitely not a very unique piece, which is also fine. And then yeah, just like a couple of things. Now I can't even really think what comes to mind. Like a couple of basics where I was like, oh, it's probably fine or good that I have a lot of basics with me, but then I ended up not really wearing them. Like what I wore a lot, as actually per usual, but it's the new jackets that I buy. I tend to wear a lot when I'm somewhere. So like the denim jacket with the leopard, which is not that one, this one. I wore that a lot when I first got it, and then also it was summer, so I didn't wear a jacket at all times. Then I of course wore my black skirt a lot. I wore both of my sneakers a lot, actually, or trainers a lot. The ones that I usually use for, it's like the New Balance ones. Is it not New Balance? I think so. Anyway, those, and then the Sambas that I bought right before I left, like the Adidas Sambas, and then my boots, of course. That was sort of like what I wore the majority of the time. Then the part 2 skirt, the black one, and yeah, actually, and then my denim skirts a little bit. That was like the majority of like what I wore. And then yeah, my white and black basic tops of all shapes and sizes. Then my bags, I mean, I bring all my bags with me because I have like 4 that I wear. And then I will say what I ended up actually missing. I think missing is maybe like a bit strong. The only thing that I really sort of wish I had when I was there, I think, or no, actually, let me put it in another way, because I think I didn't really get to actually miss anything while I was there, but now that I'm going home soon, The things that I am excited to wear, because I haven't seen them in a while, is stuff like my Bordeaux leather skirt, because the skirts that I brought with me are all like the standard ones that I have, like denim skirts, black skirts, and I kind of missed that one just to have something a little bit different. I also had brought my short trench coat with me. I didn't end up wearing it that much, but I actually ended up missing my Burberry trench coat a little bit, like the longer one. I'm also really excited to go home and wear my trench coat, the denim one actually from Zara. Something that I actually did miss when I was there was more sweaters. I ended up bringing 2 sweaters, the brown one from Arcade. This one is a very cool tone brown, and then another also cool tone brown but like slightly darker from Uniqlo, the cashmere one. And it was fine having just the 2 with me, but I would tend to wear a lot of, of course I also had the Garni leopard, but that one I don't wear as much. Like I just throw it around, or like throw it over my shoulder as like a, sorry, my language is failing me right now, as an accessory. So yeah, my black sweater from Arcade, I kind of missed that one actually a lot of the time when I was there, but at the same time a sweater really takes up so much space, so I couldn't really fault myself for not bringing it. Then jackets tend to be the thing, like for me, for other people it's shoes or bags, like whatever. For me it's jackets, so I do like to have a lot of jackets with me, but still, yeah, I ended up having some jackets that I didn't really wear a lot. The short trench coat and then the gray blazer. I did not need that. And yeah, so now fall is coming. We do need a jacket like every day, and also the jackets we can wear can be a little bit more like jacket-like, which I just personally really like. So, I mean, I know it's brand new, and whenever I get a new jacket, I do wear it a lot, but I am really excited about this one, to be honest. And then the jackets that I walk around and like dream of at home, which is really silly. Like now I just bought this like denim jacket from Zara, but it's also just to have one. I've worn it a couple of times, but actually at La Marelle back home in Switzerland, their denim jacket, I really wanted. It's so nice. It's such a nice shape. It's such a nice color, but it's also like $165 because, or is it 140? Anyway, it's expensive for a denim jacket, which is fine and fair. It's just, yeah, I wanted something not up there right now. And then also the gray bomber jacket that I bought but ended up taking back because of the lining. That one I still like miss to this day. I still really want it. So that might be something I have to do something about at some point. And then here in Copenhagen, I've been wearing them a couple of times because now it is colder. And in London, I also wore them a little bit at first when it was colder, which is funny. It was kind of cold when I first arrived, even though that was more like summer. But the brown boots from, oh my God, I forgot we have something to talk about. The brown boots, yeah, I forgot to put that on the notes. The brown boots from La Marelle, which are showing a little bit of sign of wear, but I don't know if this could be standard for like brown boots. I'll show you the picture. It's not like it's such a big deal. I still think they look really great, but this is what they look like right now. I've worn them like 12, 15 times just on the top of my head. The last time I checked, which was only like a week or 2 ago. And yeah, I'm really happy with them, but you know, now it's colder, it's actually gonna be like time to actually wear them. But I can't believe we got this far without me talking about this. I found boots, like finally. You know, the Vagabond boots that I have, the Maya boots, they do make a different version of them now, which I could have bought if I wanted to, but like there's some sort of like paneling on them, which I really don't like those details. So even though I really love the shape, I haven't really wanted to get them. And I'm on my 3rd pair now of the original pair, which doesn't have any paneling, and they are just like, they're completely torn apart. They've been to the cobbler twice for like getting glued together because it is like a glued sole, and at this point it's just like you can barely do it a 3rd time. It's not gonna look good. It's gonna fall apart really quickly, but I mean, I still wear them when I need to because I love them so much, but I have been desperately needing other boots for like at least 2 years. But I am so picky with my boots, and I finally found a pair here in Copenhagen in Magasin. They're from Copenhagen brand, or like, yeah, Copenhagen brand Billy B, which they tend to have some really nice shapes. I would say in Copenhagen it's usually like Billy B, Bianco, and then Vagabond is like some of the brands that Magasin has, which tends to have these very Scandinavian-esque boots that I tend to really like. So actually, let me just bring them. Yeah, I was gonna say, let me check, like, I think they are glued, but like, honestly, I find it very difficult to tell. But this is what they look like. They are a little bit tall. I'm still breaking them in, so I'm not wearing them that long at a time right now, but just because they are a little bit uncomfortable. You know, it's kind of like thick-ish leather, which the Vagabonds are very skinny leather, which I've still been happy with them, but these just feels more sturdy in the quality. And then I also like the heel. I think they are a little bit taller than I would have ideally liked, maybe by like a centimeter or like like a half an inch. No clue. They're a little bit taller than I would have liked, but I'm still walking pretty comfortable in them. And I mean, yeah, I do also think they look more expensive than the older ones, just because of how the sole meets the snout, etc. So yeah, I also got boots. I can't believe I almost forgot about that. Yeah, but that is actually pretty much it. I'm gonna go home now to Zurich, bring out the things that I've really been missing, and then have a good look at some of the things that I'm not wearing anymore. I find it kind of like a pain to sell things in Switzerland. There is not a big market for secondhand the same way there is in other countries. And also we don't have stuff like Vinted and Depop. It's just simply not available. So we have our own like Swiss markets. I mean, the Swiss will know it's like Ricardo and like Tutti, and it's just such a slow process selling your things in Switzerland that I tend to go so far in between like doing it, and then a lot of the things I've set for sale, you have to take them back down, even though the price is like really fair. And yeah, I just I would rather be doing that in Copenhagen or in London, that's for sure, but it's not like, you know, I can bring everything to do that. And then I feel like there's something else I just wanted to mention really quickly. I could have also mentioned it in the next wardrobe updates, but we haven't had a video for a while, so why not just, you know, get cozy, chat until we no longer have to. And that is, some of you may remember that like a month or two before leaving for London, I reorganized my wardrobe into like a different system, which was, you know, my wardrobe used to be like, especially is my drawer that I'm mainly talking about. My drawer is like tops, bottoms, sweaters, dress, you know, it's like categorized like that. And I had this idea of turning it into like a prioritizing system instead, so that top drawer would be like things I wear the most, like my basic blah blah, and then next drawer like things I wear maybe a little bit less than that, so that I could reach for things like that. And I think the intent was really good. It didn't work out for me. I didn't like it. I ended up, even though I had like, you know, the things that I wore the most were always in the top drawer, but the rest I kind of had to like think about where I'd put it every time, which I mean, it's not an enjoyable way of doing that. So maybe there's something in the middle where you can put some of the things you don't wear that much at all, like somewhere else. But for me, my system didn't work. So I'm gonna go back to the standard way of categorizing and organizing my wardrobe. So yeah, that's it. I think next video, I have a couple of videos I want to make just now talking about going into fall, the way I am preparing my fall wardrobe, and also what I'm sort of planning on wearing. We're gonna get into some of those things, and also maybe a little bit of like a wish list thing. We haven't gone over that in a while, but yeah, it's sort of limited what I'm wishing for at the moment, to be totally honest, but it's probably going to change at some point soon as well. But it has been fun to sort of, I mean, being in London, I wear what I wear. And then when I get to Copenhagen, things do change up a little bit. It is sort of like in Copenhagen, especially compared to Zurich, things are just a little bit more casual and a little bit more androgynous, which I haven't been enjoying for a really long time. But now that I'm here these times around, I find it, for whatever reason, a little bit easier to dress like that. I mean, I still have my own style very much, obviously. But I do wear like my trainers when I'm here. I wear my pants more, and then I more like dress up in terms of like color coding and stuff like that. And I am really enjoying that. And then just, you know, making sure that like my makeup looks good and my hair looks good, stuff like that. I really enjoy doing that. So that is sort of like what I've been doing, how I've been dressing. And yeah, I think we should also do a video really soon updating the things in my wardrobe that I have been wearing the most, or like that have the most amounts of wear. For example, the Hermes bag is at 450 wears or something like that now. The Pauline bag I've also worn so much. We should talk about that. I mean, the part 2 skirt, I know we bring that up all the time, but it's also because I wear it all the time. So some of these things I've been wearing so much. Also maybe give a little bit of an update on like how the Sambas look, because they are white trainers, but I've been wearing them so much, and also honestly kind of want to get another pair. Probably not the Sambas, I'll probably get the originals, because the Sambas, while I enjoy them, they are just like the sole is just so skinny. So yeah, I think that's it, all I have to say for this time. And thanks for watching. Have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!